What is going on, everybody? This is my news radar for Friday, April the 15th, and let's start off this episode by kind of doing a quick recap of all of the various bits of Surface Duo news that did happen over this last week, because quite a few things did occur, and you might have missed it in the rush of me posting so much content. Some of these things may have slipped through the cracks, so let's quickly go over all of this Duo news. And of course, the first bit of news is the April update. And in fact, the April updates plural, because Surface Duo 1 and Duo 2 did both receive their updates. To rehash this very quickly, Duo 1's update was only 16.73 megabytes, which is quite small, but it also did pack in a fix for pixelated external display when screen sharing via Miracast. Now, this has not been a bug I had even seen anyone talk about. However, I got multiple comments from people on YouTube saying that this was an issue they were dealing with and that it does appear to be fixed now. So, good little bug fix. And of course, the security bulletin has been updated as well. Duo 2 got its update at the exact same time, literally minutes apart, if not simultaneously. Duo 2's update was 28.21 megabytes. Strangely, no bug fixes at all, just simply the security update. Weird that it's bigger than the Duo 1 update, but at any rate, it did get that update. But now, related to this update is a rather strange fact. So since the beginning of time, as far as Surface Duo is concerned, the AT&T locked models of the original Duo seem to always get their updates a little bit later than the unlocked variants. Sometimes this was like a couple of weeks after the unlocked variants had gotten theirs. However, on this update, I've gotten reports from multiple different people, including someone that I know personally that just picked up a Surface Duo that was locked on AT&T. Those devices all got their update at the exact same time, and I find that to be extremely interesting. Because to me, maybe this is wishful thinking, but I don't think that it is. To me, this is indicative of how things continue to just get better for Surface Duo. It seems like Microsoft is just continuing to get better and better at delivering on their promise, delivering updates very quickly. Now, look, I know that the last two updates now have really been kind of light in terms of features. But we also have to keep in mind that the updates prior to that were absolutely massive, and very few companies release 3, 4, 5 massive updates on a monthly basis in a row. So we can't have these expectations that are absolutely unreasonable. You're going to have some updates that are just going to be security patches. But look, it's a good thing that we're getting the security patches. There were devices like, I don't know, the Pixel that at one point were, like a month or two behind on their security updates. There are some Samsung devices that were a month or two behind on their security updates. Surface Duo is not getting behind on security updates. And as a business-minded phone, that's a really important thing. So, let's not underplay the significance here of us still getting these updates. We can say that we wish there were more features, there were more things being added. Absolutely, that's the case. But it's still better than nothing. The fact that every month now, like clockwork, Duo 1 and Duo 2 getting these updates at the exact same time, that's a good sign, right? That indicates that the code base has been mostly merged so that development is happening concurrently between the two devices, because that's how they're launching them at the exact same time. That is a great sign. And now we have AT&T devices getting their updates at the exact same time as well. Things are streamlining. And if you missed my video a few days back, maybe a week or so ago, talking about the reorganization happening within Microsoft to really take Android development much more seriously, I think all of this stuff continues to bode really, really well. And something else that was really good news for a lot of people that happened over this last week was that Surface Duo 2 received its biggest price cut. Now, this is in North America. I'm not sure if other regions got this or not. I know a lot of other regions did not get this price cut. Keep in mind, though, that a lot of times these price cuts happen in America. A week later, they happen in other regions, so keep an eye out. Maybe these things are going to come to you as well. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, and there will be links to this in the description, Best Buy and Microsoft first dropped the price by $500 to take it 1 penny below that mythical $1,000 mark. So then Surface Duo 2 finally at a price that I think I could look at and say, yeah, that's actually a relatively reasonable price for a device like Surface Duo, a device that is completely custom made, a device where the screens are custom made, a device where the PCB inside is completely custom made, a device that is less than 6 millimeters thick, a device that is extremely expensive to manufacture. Yes, it's going to cost a little bit of money, $9.99, not that unreasonable. Then shortly after that, Amazon went ahead and got in on the action as well. And whenever I posted that link, there were 5 left in stock. They are now gone, and I think that my link sold the majority of those that were left. So thanks to you guys for going ahead and purchasing through my links. It does help me out a ton. It's a super, super simple way. Look, if you're going to buy it anyways, buy it through one of my links because it just gives me commission on it. It helps me pay my bills, and it helps ensure that I'm going to be able to keep doing this thing full time. So if you missed out on that, you can still grab it at Best Buy. They're supposed to restock at Amazon at some point. Hopefully this does come to other regions as well. $9.99 for Surface Duo 2. Pretty reasonable. And I know of several people on my Twitter timeline that saw this. Other tech YouTubers, people like Ike from Ike's Tech Talk, which if you're not subscribed to Ike's Tech Talk, you definitely should be. A lot of people I know on Twitter that were like, man, okay, $9.99, I'm going to go bite the bullet, I'm going to go do it. So pretty cool to see that as well. A lot of new members of the Surface Duo family. Now let's talk about an app that Google just launched. And this is something that I cannot believe it's taken this long to properly do. I have a lot of people that will message me and say, I'm going from iPhone to Surface Duo, from iPhone to, well, I guess Samsung doesn't make sense because Samsung has their own app to do this. And they'll say to me, how do I bring my iPhone stuff to my Surface Duo? And I'd say, well, there's really not like a great streamlined way to do it. Well, apparently that is now changing because Google has quietly launched the Switch to Android app on iOS. And this application is meant to make switching to Android much, much easier. And in fact, if we go to the website version of the Apple App Store, we can kind of see what we're going to get out of this app. It's going to basically give you a way to securely copy your data wirelessly, apparently, from your iPhone to your new Android device. Surface Duo would be included in this. And you're also going to get lots of little tips like how to disable iMessage, how to transfer photos from iCloud over to Google Photos. This is a long time coming. Now, why was this not a thing sooner than this? Samsung has Smart Switch, I believe is what it's called, which is a similar process that will allow you to bring stuff over. But now Google finally has their own version of this application. So if you're a new purchaser of Surface Duo, perhaps you just took advantage of some of the deals I just talked about, and you were getting ready to ask me, Shane, how do I do this? And I was going to have to tell you, well, there's not really a great way to do it. You can do the plug-in thing, right? And that'll kind of help you with some of this stuff when you're first setting up your device. You can plug it in, and there's a little transfer thing, but that requires a little adapter, and that's a little bit annoying. As far as I know with the Pixels, they ship to this little adapter, and you could go C to C from device to device, and you could transfer it. But I don't think that ships with any other devices. I've not seen that little adapter with anybody else. So they really needed their own app. So if you're going to ask, use this application if you're going from iPhone over. It should make the process a lot easier. And now I've got a pretty cool video to show you here about the Vivo X Fold. I've talked about this a couple of times now about how this thing looks like a super premium folding device. If you've not seen it before, I'll give you this quick image here, but I'm going to show you a video where we're really going to go over some good information, some details, some up close and personal video footage of this Vivo X Fold. The exchange rate will make this thing be about $1,400. I believe it is something that you can now begin importing, but I think it's going to be closer to like $1,700 because you're importing it and they have to ship it over. So that gets a little bit complicated. But at any rate, it would have been about $1,400. Ice Universe here has posted this video here where he's going up close and personal. So I figure we could just watch this together and I'll see if there's any details that I'd like to point out to you as we do this thing. So let's zoom in here a little bit. And let's see what we've got here. So the first thing you're going to notice, let me pause this, is look at this camera array. So we've talked about this already. If I'm not mistaken, this was a 50 megapixel camera, a periscope telephoto, which is 5x. I think there might be a 3x telephoto, and then an ultra wide as well. This is a really top-end camera module. And if I'm not mistaken, that ultra wide is a 48 megapixel camera. So that camera module already, with Zeiss optics there labeled on the side, already kind of knocks the crap out of any other folding device on the market. Notice this is also like a faux leather backing on here to give it kind of a nice premium look and everything. And I think here we've got a power, we've got volume, and then I think we've got a notification rocker here. So you could push this thing down to just silence the device, a la BlackBerry or OnePlus devices. I think Apple devices do this as well. I really like the look of this thing. I like this faux leather thing going on. I think it looks very nice and very premium, but different. You know, the glass slab thing is kind of a little bit annoying to me because it's just super slippery. So I like having something like that textured on there. Also notice that it is folding completely flat, right? So this thing is totally folded flat. There is no gap between the two sides. It's something that Samsung has not yet achieved with their devices, and it's something that I hope that they're able to achieve now that they're redesigning the hinge on the Fold 4. But as you can definitely see here, Vivo has already accomplished this now, and you can get a better look here at that little notification slider there and how flat this thing is folded. On the top side, looks like a speaker there, which does indicate this is probably stereo speakers. That's a great thing. Yep, there's your other speaker there with a SIM tray, USB-C there, microphone there. So this is truly stereo speakers. And on a folding device like this, like the Folds have, that is really, really great to have. You get so much room to resonate those speakers. Probably sound very, very good. You can see here that it is a rather thick device, and it is heavier than the Fold devices. I want to say this thing's over 300 grams. I may be wrong about that. I may be misremembering, but it is definitely heavier than the Fold devices, and it looks it. It is a very thick device, but look how wide and nice that screen is. It is a way wider display on the cover than what the Fold devices have, which I think is going to make for a much better cover display experience than what we have on the Fold devices, just because it's going to behave much more like a normal phone. Hole punch selfie up top, 120 hertz panel for that cover display, and as we should be looking at the internal display here at some point. But it looks like we're gonna have to go to photos for that because for some reason he did not show the internal display actually in the video, so we'll go to this photo instead. So you got the hole punch up top. It's interesting how I feel like those bezels are much thicker than what we have on the Fold devices. Am I crazy here? No, I'm not crazy. Those bezels definitely do appear to be a little bit thicker than we have on the Fold devices. But like I said, hole punch up there on the side, similar to the Z Fold 2. And it's hard to tell from this because it's aimed straight on, but I don't see the crease down the middle. I think this has that more gradual water drop kind of bend in the screen. So it's more like the Oppo Find N than the deep crevice on the Z Fold 2. At any rate, this thing does look very good. I'm waiting for reviews to start rolling out now in English so that I can understand what is being said. And then thanks to Ice Universe for showing this stuff off. He's a great person to follow for leaks and things like this. These sort of Chinese devices that you might not be hearing a lot about. Really good for leaks and coverage of those things. So definitely go give them a follow. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got for you today. Thanks, as always, to all of my YouTube members. Now, I'm going to start just doing all the members. I was doing the Elite and the Super Elite members only, scrolling on the screen here. I'm just going to do everybody now. It just seemed unfair. So if you sign up to be a YouTube member, you're contributing monetarily to me directly, which, by the way, that YouTube membership, even if it's like whatever it is, I think it's like $2 a month. That $2 is worth more than if you watched all of my videos that I put out for that month. I'm going to make more from you from that than from the views. That's just how this works. So if you want to support the channel and you want your name to be over there where it just scrolled past, thank you so much for doing that. It's super easy to do. Click that join button down below. I'll see you on the next video. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.